What's going on, guys? I'm headed to Greenville up to HQ for roofing.com and wanted to drop a video. I was going to leave a text response while I was at breakfast and realized I don't have time to sit and type things out this morning. The post says, what's more important, or where should you sit rather during a closing conversation? Across from or next to? Got a handful of different responses. It's kind of cool to see everybody in the way that they're answering that. A lot of people say across from. One guy sounds like a very empathetic guy. He never approached from behind when he's doing a TO. Kudos for having that level of awareness and empathy. Other people saying next to. Other people saying it doesn't matter. Well, I want to offer a little bit of opinion on this. I think it's really, really important. It is an important subject, and it can help you close more deals. So for the group of you guys saying it doesn't matter where you sit, the only thing that matters is the value of the deal and how well it serves the need. Generally, I agree. But how is it that we create value to a lead or to a prospect? Well, the id, a psychological term used to describe the subconscious, the very basic level of thinking inside of human beings. Well, it ties closely to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the very base of Maslow's pyramid, you've got food, clothing, shelter, water. These are the things you need to survive. At the very top, self-actualization. Somewhere in between, safety and security. The id asks questions. It asks these questions, and there's three questions that I'm aware of, and the id, the subconscious, asks these questions in this particular order. Number one, will this thing hurt me? Is it going to kill me? Is it going to cause me harm? Number two, can I eat this thing? Will this provide nourishment and keep me alive? Number three, can I breed with this thing? If everything there seems cool, calm, collected, and kosher, then we proceed. We can proceed forward. If it doesn't, this triggers our fight, flight, or freeze mentality. Body language in animals and in humans is our first form of communication. When you see somebody you're familiar with, there's no such thing as second first impressions. In my experience, that's for the most part fairly true. Same thing in the animal world. If you ever walked up to a fence and a dog on the other side starts snarling and growling and whatever, you'll never look at that dog the same way again. People the same way. Our body language, our tone, our presence, the way that we dress, the way that our hair is done, whether or not your beard is kempt, all of these things trigger that same id, that same subconscious to respond in a certain way. It can be placated, and it definitely matters. You know, if you're a farmer and you're selling tractors and you've got a disheveled beard and you're sweaty and you got tan lines and, you know, sweat falling off your brow. Another farmer with tan lines and, you know, sweaty shirt and his grease on his hands and whatever, that's relatable. So there's trust to be had there. Whereas if you were selling tractors in a suit and a tie, it wouldn't make that much sense. However, the phrase that goes along with this, across from or beside, if I was to use the term, this is a really, really old term, square up. To square up is generally referred to, at least it was in my schooling days. Square up meant like we're about to fight. Literally. You and I are going to square off at each other. It goes back to dueling, not just with guns, but with swords. To square off, to square up. The other term is the right-hand man. The king's most trusted advisor is his right-hand man. Somebody who is positioned next to. We're facing the same direction. Our bodies are literally facing the same direction, and we generally have the same direction metaphorically as well, in terms of goals, in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, etc. So, sure, when you start, you're of course going to be across from somebody. Here's a couple of little tidbits for you. One, when shaking somebody's hand, always come from underneath as a sales professional. A lot of people, you'll notice when they come in to shake hands, they'll come in from the top. What up? Put her there, pal. This is an assertive and I guess alpha position. A neutral position is a vertical handshake, and a submissive position is coming from underneath. I'm asking for it. We see this in apes. We see this in dogs. Dogs bow. Apes will bow and they will extend their hand upwards, asking for permission. Well, I'm a huge fan of permission-based sales, permission-based selling. One of the things, one of the traits that people have shared with me is that I'm very easy to build trust with, that they feel like they can share their life story with me, and oftentimes they do. I think one of those reasons is I always bow. When I meet somebody, I'll look down from underneath my brow and say, hi, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. And very quickly I can stand back up, broaden my shoulders, but not until I have their permission. When I shake their hand, I always extend my hand delicate and from underneath. If somebody's trying to assert dominance, and if you want to see this happen, or you don't want somebody to assert dominance over you, watch the way that they shake your hand, and you can easily twist your wrist and position it back vertical. Now, your tone. If I come in and I'm hot and I'm talking fast, the id, is this thing gonna hurt me? Because we no longer have saber-toothed tigers that we have to concern ourselves with, but we do have sleazy salespeople. When you've got somebody who's smooth talking, they're slick, they're fast, whatever, silver tongue, immediately the id says danger, and that person loses rapport. But if you come in slow and genuinely ask with the best and slowest and most confident of tones, how can I help you? Please tell me what it is that you're here to accomplish, and I'm going to do my best to try to help you get to that solution. If I come in slow, then I'm able to meet them where their tone is. Now, if they're fast talking and they're fun, then I'm quickly going to raise up to their energy level, but not above it. Same thing, if they don't go up, then I'm going to maintain a conversation and a tone, a cadence to my sales call or to my sales conversation. It's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit lower and slower. That way I can meet them where they are. This is very similar to dressing the same way as your leader prospect. So the goal here is, if I'm sitting across from you, I want to reach a point where you trust me enough to enter into your space. So yes, you can sit across from someone because you don't have their trust and they're not willing to allow you into your space, into their space. But by the time we get ready to make a proposal or ask somebody for money, they should absolutely trust me enough to sit into their personal space. We're going to sit next to each other. We'll get out 2 calculators. We'll do some math together. Whatever it is, I want to use my body language, my rapport through my voice, through all of these different things in order to create that trust. So yeah, the value should come, and for the very, very best of offers, it should come from the product and what is the result of purchasing that product. Is it going to be a more fuel efficient car that protects my family? Is it going to be a tractor that, you know, I can plow 30 acres faster than my last tractor? Whatever it is that I'm selling, yes, the result is the most important thing. But when you're making the argument that the value is the most important thing, please don't forget that the value isn't just in the product. The value is in the experience, it's in the trust, it's in the subconscious mind knowing that there's safety and security in this decision. Anywho, I hope you guys stuck with it. I did not intend to make this a 10-minute long video, but I'm glad that we got through it. So, over and out. By the way, check this out. My daughter gave me that when she was 1 year old. It rides with me everywhere I go. I know you guys noticed it. Have a good day, guys.